Well, one of Dan Gilbert's closest confidants is sharing new insight into his condition after suffering a stroke this weekend.
Quicken Loans CEO Farner says he's visited Gilbert in the hospital, and our Rod Maloney spoke with him today.
He's resting and recovering and, improving by the hour at this point in time.
At a news conference talking about another historic Detroit happening Gilbert and his team pulled off, the PGA playing the Rocket Mortgage Classic at the Detroit Golf Club next month. Quicken Loans CEO Farner talked about his visit yesterday at Beaumont with Gilbert.
He's awake, he's responsive, he's, making great progress, but we're also trying to give him the time and space that he needs to focus on getting better.
Farner said Gilbert had his stroke in the hospital, and the medical staff immediately did a procedure to alleviate his symptoms, which left Gilbert staying in a hospital bed instead of going to Mackinac Island tomorrow for a keynote speaking engagement. And they aren't sure if he'll be up and on his feet in time for the golf tournament 3 weeks from now.
I've told him I'm not going to burden you with the things that are taking place from a business perspective. We've got it covered, and so he and his family can spend the time that they need to focus on the most important thing.
Detroit Free Press real estate writer and columnist John Gallagher calls Gilbert's health scare significant.
If he's off his feet for a few weeks and then comes back, it's not a big deal. If he's gone for a significant amount of time, I suppose that probably does set things back, and I think Detroit is holding its breath collectively over this.
And Gilbert says, especially considering that Gilbert, he says, has done more than pretty much any other benefactor, including Al Taubman and Henry Ford II, people who helped the city along. He said Gilbert is right at the top of that list. In the meantime, Bill Emerson, Matt Cullen, who are two of Gilbert's top lieutenants, are going to be up in Mackinac Island filling in for him and taking care of all of that. Back to you.
And Rod, was he expected to be at the golf press conference today, Gilbert, that is?
Well, I asked that question. It turns out he wasn't. It was going to be a travel day for him to go up to Mackinac, and he wasn't going to be at the news conference. But they're saying, look, Dan Gilbert is going to be stepping back, and they want him to get well. And if he shows up at the golf outing, fine. And if he doesn't, it's going to be just fine without him.
Yeah, getting well, definitely the most important thing. All right, Rod, thanks.